13,000 people every single day turn 65 in this country. If you're one of those people and you're doing your research between should I take a Medicare Supplement plan or a Medicare Advantage plan, I've got two stories for you today that are going to maybe blow you away or maybe even make your decision for you or help you do that research as you're deciding between Medicare Advantage and Medicare Supplement. So let's get into it. Now, this first story is actually one of my favorites because she's an actual client who just texted me the other day because she was somebody who she really struggled with the decision between Medicare Advantage and Medicare Supplement. And in the beginning, she was leaning more towards Medicare Advantage plan, but then she ultimately, it just didn't sit right with her. She kept going back and forth, and she said, you know what, ultimately, I think I'm going to choose a Medicare Supplement or Medigap plan in the beginning, because this is where I always share with my clients. If your heart gravitates towards one or the other, you choose the plan that fits best for you. And remember, you can go back and forth in between the two of them. And I actually did another video on that, so you can check that out. It's called Medicare Right of Trial. But let's get into her story real quick, because she sent me a text the other day. It was one of the coolest texts that I've gotten probably within this last year. She texted me, she said, guess what I got for my 65th birthday? I got a $100,000 pacemaker defibrillator installed, and between that, I have a hospital bill of over $200,000. Her hospital bill, complete with the hospital stay, with her pacemaker defibrillator, was nearly over $200,000. And she's excited about it. So why is she excited about it? Well, if you remember, she went with Medigap. She went with Medicare Supplement plan, which means she has original Medicare, which covers 80% of her healthcare coverage, and she has a Medicare Supplement plan, which supplements or fills in the gaps in things that Medicare does not cover. So Medicare pays 80%. Her Medigap pays 20%, and she went with Medicare Supplement Plan G, which only has an extra deductible. This year in 2024, it's a $240 deductible. So for her, her entire bill is completely covered 100% aside from a $240 deductible. That's why she can be excited about this. She actually texted me elated because remember, she struggled with that decision. She struggled. If she would have had a Medicare Advantage plan, I'll probably do another video on this, but if she did a Medicare Advantage plan, she would have had a much higher bill on her hospital stay. And I love it because it just goes to show that for her, that settled confidence, that peace of mind, that joy in her heart that she can be in a hospital bed, getting a pacemaker installed, her health was declining, and she can celebrate the fact that she has a Medicare Supplement plan. I love these texts. So for her, remember, she pays her monthly premium. She pays her Medicare Part B premium, number one. She pays her monthly premium with Medigap, and she pays a deductible of $240. That's Plan G all day long, and that's what she wanted. So she is excited about the fact that she doesn't have many more payments. Again, these are the stories that I love because she decided in her heart, she said, Adam, I can afford the extra premium above my Medicare Part B. I want to go to any doctor, anywhere, anytime. I don't want to deal with any HMOs, any PPOs, especially when I go into the hospital, which she did, and she had no idea she was about to go into the hospital because her health was actually fair when she decided between the Advantage and the Supplement. So she chose the Supplement just kind of a hunch. And she said, she believes that God led her to that decision, which was, I fully believe, because of the timing of all of this. It was amazing and perfect timing for her. So she said, I can afford the extra premium. I want to go to any doctor, anywhere, anytime, and I never want to see a bill in the mail over my deductible. And that's Plan G all day long. So if you're somebody who says that same thing, if you're somebody who says, I don't want to deal with networks, I want to go to any doctor, anywhere, anytime, and you can afford that premium and the increases every year, and you have a plan for your prescription drug plan and your dental, because Medigap doesn't come with that, then Medicare Supplements might be right for you, because for her, for my client, she has absolute peace of mind. Again, she's elated. This next story is probably just as fun for me because I have a couple, they're a husband and wife. They were deciding between Medigap and Medicare Advantage, like most of you, like pretty much everybody does when they go on Medicare. And they decided, hey, we want to go with a Medigap plan or a Medicare Supplement plan. They said, we know we can always change to Medicare Advantage if we want to. We're going to start with Medigap because we have no underwriting in the beginning, no health questions. Because remember, if you enter into Medigap when you first turn 65, you have an open enrollment period for a 6-month period where they cannot penalize you or charge you extra or ask you any health underwriting questions. So you have that guarantee issue period where you can get into Medigap plan with the lowest rates. So they chose Medigap. I haven't heard from them in a couple of years. They've been my clients, have been very happy with it. So the wife ends up calling me and she says, hey, husband needs heart surgery. And I can hear the trepidation in her voice, right? She says, my husband needs heart surgery, and we haven't used much of this plan at all in the last couple years, but we know, this is why we got it. And then I heard her pause, and with a little bit of fear in her voice, she said, Adam, how much is this going to cost me? And I love that question. So I just smiled and I said, you need to know something. I said, did you already hit your deductible? Because again, they have Medigap Plan G or Medicare Supplement Plan G, where you only pay your deductible above and beyond your annual premium. I said, did he hit his deductible this year? She said, yeah, absolutely. He hit his deductible. I said, great. It's not going to cost you a dime. It's not going to cost you a single penny. And on the other side of the phone, you could hear the peace fall over her heart. You could hear the fear leave her voice, and you could hear the smile in her voice. And she said, I'm so glad you said that. And she celebrated. She was just joyful. She goes, this is exactly why we got this plan, because for moments like these. So she walked away. We hung up that phone. She's so excited, and she could have peace of mind, and he can have peace of mind that when he goes into that hospital, just like client number one, when they go into that hospital, they're not going to pay a dime, no matter how many doctors touch them, no matter how many, in network, out of network. There are no networks. No matter which hospital they choose, they can go anywhere they want for this surgery. It could cost $200,000. It can cost $2 million. It's not going to cost them a dime over their premium and over their deductible. So there you go. These are two very real cases, very real life, actual clients who are absolutely elated with the choice that they made for their Medicare supplement. So they're walking away again with peace in their heart. The stress is relieved, and they have joy on their faces, actually thanking me, glad that we met, so that because we walked through the analysis and helped them wrestle through these decisions. These are big decisions, and I understand that. And they can always change if they want, but for now, they know that they made the right choice. So I really hope that these cases were helpful to you as you decide on your Medicare supplement plan or your Medicare Advantage plan. So I want you to know, I would love to hear your story. So tell me what you think. Tell me your story. Did you have a similar story when it came to a Medigap plan or a Medicare supplement plan? Or maybe your story is the opposite. Maybe you had a Medicare Advantage plan and you had maybe a similar case where you went to the hospital. But the main thing is, I want you to do yourself a favor and pick what's right for you. Choose an independent agent or an independent broker, somebody like me or somebody else in your area who can walk you through the analysis, take the time with you, answer all your questions. Make sure you're settled in your heart, because at the end of the day, I say this all the time, your Medicare puzzle is as unique as your own fingerprint. You're going to choose what's right for you. So tell me your story. Do you have a similar story? A lot of people are researching this stuff right now, and maybe your comment can help them. So if you got value out of this video, feel free to subscribe. I'm going to be doing more videos in the future on Plan G and Plan N and just Medicare in general. So I'm glad you stopped by. Feel free to leave a comment. Let me know that this story blessed you and encouraged you, and we'll see you in the next video.